What's going on, everybody? It is Saiyan SC, of course, bringing you some more Starcraft Broodwar action. The KCM semifinals is getting started here in game number 1. Let's get it going. Alright, let me bring up the lineup for you guys. It's, of course, Protoss versus Zerg. Terran managed to make it out first this season, pretty much flipping the results from the previous season here in the KCM. It was Terran who got completely obliterated in season 3 with almost no points, and now it's Protoss down there at the bottom, and they're bringing kind of a weak lineup here. Unfortunately, I really feel like Zerg is going to end up taking this. You know, there's always, of course, the possibility of Snow or Bisu popping off incredibly hard, but Stork is back. Stork, we have seen him come out once or twice recently, but hasn't been showing the greatest games. Of course, he's been away for a while. I'd love to see him make a resurgence and start to perform at a high level once again, but it's gonna take some time, of course. And Shuttle, this guy, he's been on and off for years. He's been a strong player since ASL Season 1, but never really had the greatest results. He's always been, like I said, on and off, sometimes doing really well, sometimes leading the pack actually against Zerg, but more often than not kind of lagging behind. Maybe doesn't have quite the stuff necessary to take something like an ASL victory. And I can't remember, does he actually have one ASL? I think he might have gotten a ASL victory in maybe season 1 or season 2. Back when the competition was a little bit less fierce. A lot of players were still transitioning back from Starcraft 2 or just hadn't played Brood War for a long time. But there was a time when I kind of liked Shuttle for an ASL victory. Of course, he hasn't really performed at the highest level for a while, but he used to have some really good late game PvZ that made me think that he could possibly take one of those championships, but we'll see how he does here. If he gets into a late game, I want to see him bring out the Reavers. He seemed to be the guy that was just able to do that transition better than anyone in the past. I remember a few games on Eclipse that he really impressed me with his Reaver transition. The defense in the super late game was fantastic. Just grinding down even the strongest and scariest macro Zergs just through kind of a complex unit mixture that I haven't really seen for a long time. I think only Snow can really pull it off these days. That's when you've got Archon, Templar, Reaver, Corsair, and Dragoon all mixed in together, and you're fighting against, of course, Lurker, Ling, Defiler. Just such a scary combo. But the Reavers, if you're able to control a Shuttle Reaver during all of that movement, it can be very strong at breaking through Lurker lines and, of course, annihilating huge groups of Lings that are not being controlled. Rather just sent in willy-nilly, because there's just so much going on for the Zerg at that point. Sending in groups of Lings, you just can't hotkey everything, so sending in those big groups of Lings, they just get smashed by upgraded Reavers. Even just regular Reaver shots will one-shot massive groups of Lings, so having a few of them mixed in, it just makes the trading so much better. It also helps to defend high ground bases. I'm getting way deep into the metagame though. We've got Soma here in the top left, who's building himself up into a 3 base here. Everything looking very normal and natural for him. Shuttle would love to get in here and see what's being popped down here, but it is in fact a spire, just everything going normally. Even getting in and seeing the second gas has been taken or not would be great, but no pressure coming from Soma here in the early game. It's just going to be, oh, there we go. Okay, he is going to build that Corsair. Corsair will get across the map here relatively soon and get a scout off on all of this. Nothing out of the ordinary though from Soma. It's just going to be a straight up macro game. 2 more hatcheries going to be thrown down here. And the moment that Shuttle sees that, he's going to know no more cannons are necessary, only tech from here, getting up into his Templar and getting that gateway count up will be necessary to eventually secure a 3rd base. Plenty of zealots here, but not enough to take on the number of lings that have been produced so far. Actually, there might be a little bit of a lack of lings. Maybe he wants to push out here relatively soon, but with 1 single cannon, it is a little bit scary. You still need to leave 2 zealots in your wall, or zealot plus a probe, in order to make sure that nothing runs by into the main. So far, Shuttle just scouting around. He's not actually going into the main base of Soma, which is a little bit worrying. He doesn't know anything that's happening on his opponent's side of the map. He's just searching for overlords and trying not to get hit by these Scourge. Now going to send out 4 zealots. This is going to force a decent number of lings, either that or a few mutas to take these out. A creep colony has been forced as well, so that's pretty decent. Actually, in fact, 2 creep colonies going to be here. That is a perfect positioning here on Allegro 3rd base to defend that mineral line there. Oh! That was really close there. Almost losing a Corsair. Not very good control to start things off here from Shuttle. That sunken positioning is beautiful. He's going to throw down an Evolution Chamber here as well. It's going to be forced to be killed. Just focusing down drones here, probably going to be the best plan. Drones are right on top of each other. He loses about 3 drones so far and will run away here with the Zealots. I'm a bit surprised at that fact. I feel like just focusing down a few more drones would be pretty worth it. There's really not that much DPS to deal with these Zealots, but the Corsairs are going to come up here and delete this muta, and now I guess he can start part 2 of this run by into the natural here. Oh, excuse me, the 3rd base here. 4 Corsairs are left. Let's see how many drones he can get. 3 have been killed so far. Ooh, a popping Scourge actually gets a nice kill there, focusing down as many drones as possible. He is actually going after the sunken colony now. Unfortunately, that's not a great kill. Just needs to kill as many of these drones as possible, getting a couple of more on the way out. I feel like this trade is pretty well worth it for Shuttle, especially if he gets a few more Corsairs back home. I feel like this rally is completely ruined. Ooh, that's bad as well. Shuttle not continuing to retreat there, loses a couple more Corsairs on the way out, and I felt like that was a decent trade up until that moment. The next Corsair coming out across the map as well. The rally really needs to be reset here. Looks like he did finally spot that. What is that actually going up across the map? Is that a Zealot maybe? But I feel like he lost quite a few Corsairs. Oh, it's an Archon. What the hell is this doing here? An Archon coming in. Is he actually going to do anything with this? I guess he can go after some drones. There is, of course, that sunken colony, though. It's going to deal a lot of damage to this. Dealing full damage to those shields, and it has a very high DPS, so it's, that is a little bit of a funny move out. One Archon move out, you really never see that, but I guess if there was no more Sunkens, that Sunken did get killed. If there was no future Sunken being built there, that could have been really strong, but instead he just he surrounds there with the Lings and kills it off with the mutas. Really nicely done. +1 armor on the mutas as well. +1 attack here from the Corsairs. That's going to be nullified by the armor, and he can actually get a second armor on these as well if he so wishes. And he can almost fight these Corsairs straight up with his mutas and a couple of Scourge mixed in. This air army is getting a little bit scary here. There's not enough cannons back at home to prevent a dive here from Soma. There's 2 Sunkens over here, and some Hydras are now starting to pop out, so this is getting a little scary. I'm getting worried for Shuttle now. If he had about 3-4 more Corsairs in this army, those Corsairs that he lost a little bit earlier, he definitely could have had a better fight. Oh man, he loses the Archon as well. Not able to get a single shot off there. Just perfect micro overall from Soma. He's gonna pick off some Zealots now as well. There's a 3rd base on the way here for Shuttle, but he is lacking severely in the number of Templar that he's been able to field. I'm sensing a bit of the sound being a little bit off. Are you guys noticing that as well? I feel like the sound is just a second late or something like that. There we go. He gets a shot. Does get 1 shot on those mutas. I've already downloaded this video twice, by the way, guys, just to let you know. I downloaded it once and the game number 1 wasn't working, so I had to re-download this shit. I'm not gonna download it again. Hopefully that sound issue will sort itself out here shortly. I'll try resetting OBS after this game, but that's a little bit frustrating to say the least. Now a 3rd base here, this is going to be the point of contention on the map, and I feel like all of the advantages that have been gained by Soma throughout this game are now going to come to a head here with this number of Hydra coming up towards the 3rd base. I don't know if Shuttle can hold on against it. Does he have Storm? Where's the Storm? Oh my god. We have enough Templar here, but where is the Storm? Oh, where is it? He doesn't have Storm upgraded? Oh my god. 2 Templar going down. Probably a 3rd gonna fall as well. Still no Storm here. Another Templar goes down, and another. All of the Templar have fallen, and we're having some lurkers morphed just off screen here. They're gonna pop out and defend these Hydras. The Hydras should be able to push in for the win from this position, and this is a very disappointing game 1 here from Shuttle, but kind of displaying what I was saying earlier. Is just this guy not quite able to stand on the same footing as some of these other players, these really strong players that we've that have kind of developed over the past few years. Yeah, this is not going to go well at all. Oh, pretty good Storm looks like here on the front. Few Hydras, but look at that. Just the buildings here kind of cucking these Zealots, not able to get through, and GG is called. Shuttle taps out. Basically, once the 3rd base is dead, the game is over regardless. But there we go. Shuttle types it and leaves the game, and Soma takes the first victory for the Zerg. I feel like this is going to be a pretty rough series here for Protoss, unless we can see Snow or Bisu clutch some games. Even if that does happen, we got Jae Dong here, we got Queen here, we got Hero here. The lineup is just insane. Absolute insanity. I'm really looking forward to a Jae Dong game, so I hope that somebody can stop Soma. Let's go ahead and find out. Game number 2, it's coming right up. Alright, here we are in game number 2. We've got Snow in the top right hand corner of Odyssey versus Soma down here in the bottom left. If anyone can do it, it's Snowman. This guy, he is Snowman. I just realized he is the man. He is the man of snow. He is the snowman. He is absolutely the ultimate weapon of Protoss players right now. I know some of you want to say it's Bisu. I do love me some Bisu. That guy is fantastic, but You gotta give it up to Snow right now. He is absolutely the top of his game, the top of the pile right now when it comes to Protoss in Brood War. Oh my god, what is going on here? Okay, I actually took that base? What? Soma absolutely could have thrown down that natural. Okay, he's playing some mind game shit here. Blocking the natural, not allowing the probe up here into the main. Oh, he went Nexus first! Oh my god. The balls on this man. The absolute balls to take the Nexus first here after not seeing a natural. He must know that there's a base up in the top left. Actually, he can't know. He can't know for sure, but he hasn't seen any lings yet. He knows he's still alive. And he's gonna get away with this Nexus first as well, and there's nothing really that Soma can do about it. That is good play here out of Snow. Incomplete information, that's what this game is all about, and Snow's making the most out of it. Gonna throw down that third hatch. Now he knows for sure what he's playing against, and he will be rewarded for his risk-taking. Snow is in a good spot here. And we're going to go quickly into a macro game because that is a very fast Nexus. Plenty of advantages here for Snow to start things off. Now, if I could be so bold as to take a tangent, I'll just mention that everything here is going very well. We are now completely flu-free, sick-free. Mio has finished her worship of the porcelain gods. They've accepted her offerings, and she is now completely well here, and everything is going good. We spent some time in the jungle of Colombia, and luckily neither of us have gotten too badly sick. No malaria or anything crazy like that. I think they were actually warning about yellow fever at the entrance, but I'm pretty sure I got my shots for that long time, way back. When I went to South Africa. That was a long time ago though, so I don't know if it's actually still effective, but I'm feeling fine, feeling great. Now here in the city, got some good Wi-Fi, and I can continue to cast these games for you. And it's a good time, man. We've got the semifinals. We're gonna have the finals here soon as well, so hopefully I'll be able to get that out to you in a timely manner. And then it'll be on to season 1 of 2023. I mean, we're already kind of deep into 2023. What is it, 15 days now? And we haven't we're not even close to finishing. Well, I guess we are close. We're pretty close to finishing the last season of 2022, but we're gonna have to go directly into the new season. I hope that comes out immediately after, because I don't want any breaks here, boys. All gas, no breaks. Let's go. I want to see the new season 2023 season 1. That'll be fantastic. And then the ASL is gonna start, and that's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun too. Love to see these new maps coming. Yeah, I think I saw someone was mentioning they'd like to see an analysis, a breakdown video of the new maps, and I'm totally open to doing that. If you also want to see that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Just let me know. I'm not, of course, the most qualified person to be giving these analysis videos, but I'm certainly happy to give you my take if it is wanted, if it is valued. Looks like a first kill here. First blood, I think, actually went to some lings, killing the probe on the ramp, but there goes the first overlord now, and Snow is scouting everything out. He's seeing that Soma once again just going for a nice macro build here. 2 cannons, a little bit overkill, but I totally understand Soma lost that probe a little bit early, so wants to make sure that he's got at least 2 cannons in case there was a Hydralisk bust. That's not the case, so he's just going to be fine here, sending his Corsair back home. Not going to lose anything. Sneaks a DT out. That is very, very nice stuff. Get that DT out on the map and potentially get some kills. A couple of drone kills can start to sway the game in your favor, but if this DT does nothing, at least it can hover around and wait for... Ooh, walking right into the natural. Here we go, getting 2 kills so far. 2 kills, this is already worthwhile. Now getting into the main base, there's no Overlord speed and no Overlord in the main base. He's gonna get 3. He's gonna get 4. Beautiful. 5 and a 6th. No, not quite. He's gonna go after this egg here. A really, really nice move. He knows this is going to be an Overlord being produced, so he just goes after that egg. He's gonna stop that from coming down. Going after a second egg here. He should be able to force a cancel on that as well. He probably will get surrounded by these lings, but he's doing a really good job of kiting away here, and he's actually going to get away from this. Overlord here in the natural will eventually reveal his position, and these lings are going to finally finish off that DT, but really, really good damage here from Snow, and he's actually got himself in a great position now to potentially take this one. The third gas here going up in the main. That is a low yield or a low resource gas there in the main, but that's fine. Just going to use that to catapult himself potentially onto a third base, or maybe to just build up a crazy amount of Corsairs and Templar here in order to execute a very strong mid-game attack. Oh, the Sim City is insane here up in the top left-hand corner. That's so difficult to break through, man. Right on top of the ramp there. Oh, he's gonna lose 1 Corsair. 1 Corsair does go down. A little bit of a mistake there by Snow. Coming up this ramp, also potentially a mistake. Cannot be trying to break that location. Just way too many buildings in the way there, and too many Mutalisks overhead as well. Trying to keep these Zelts alive with the Archon. It is a endless dance here. Oh, he gets some really good shots there. At least 1 shot on the Mutalisk clump means they are all damaged by that splash. So back at home, 6 Corsairs have been made. 6 Corsair here, enough to actually fight with these Scourge. As long as there's no Mutalisks mixed in as well, he's got to right click on these Scourge here in order to force the attacks to go over onto those Scourge rather than being distracted by the Mutalisk clump. That is something that's very hard to do. Now trying to take his third base, endlessly being denied here by the Mutalisks though. Mutalisks darting in and out, just keep on killing off that one single probe that keeps getting sent out. Now Snow sending his army over towards the top left. Again, I just don't feel like this is the right area to attack into. That is such a heavily fortified position there, and so difficult to break through. Oh, he's gonna take his Nexus. Can he actually get it down? No, he can't. Again blocked here by the Mutalisks, and how many probes have gone down just trying to get that third base up and running? I feel like it's been a whole shitload at this point. Not gonna guess. I guess it would be maybe 3. Here he comes towards the front. The Overlords here gonna get stormed and taken down. Oh, this is a perfect fight for these Corsairs. What is he doing? Kind of diving back and forth here. He's trying to get the Storm to help him out with these Scourges. In the end, the Scourge end up landing pretty darn well here. There's no more Storm left over. Only 5 more seconds. He can get a Storm. 3, 2, 1. Here comes the Storm. Oh man, all of the Mutas are already dead, and GG is called. Soma taps out. Snow convincingly taking that game. Very, very nicely done. God, that DT early, I think, put him in such a good position. Otherwise, I don't feel like Snow should have been able to get rolled like that. Or, excuse me, Soma shouldn't. He really shouldn't have been able to get rolled like that in his own natural. He was in a good defensive position. He had lurkers on the way, but everything was just a little bit late because of that early damage. What was it, 6 or 7 drone kills? You can't be losing that much to an early DT like that. It's just way too painful, and it was a straight up walk into the natural, so no sort of sneakery, no sort of shuttle play or anything crazy like that, just a straight up DT right into the front of the natural. Got way too much damage there, and Soma gets beaten back. I like it. Some back and forth here between Protoss and Zerg, making it interesting. Taking down Soma. Hero, of course, the second here, I would say, probably the second strongest player in this lineup. After that, I'd probably rank Queen over Jae Dong, although it is a very close thing here between the two at this moment. Jae Dong, of course, if he manages to get back to his former form, is definitely going to be at the very, very pinnacle of Zerg, but hasn't managed to make it there yet. Let's see who comes out next. Is it going to be Hero, Queen, or Jae Dong? Let's find out. Game number 3. Okay, then, the caster's curse confirmed. I said I was fine, and then I'm just over here shitting my brains out. Oh, Colombia. You really never know what you're gonna get. Box of chocolates. Anyway, on to our next game. We've got Jae Dong here in the top left-hand corner. Snow in the bottom right. The gateway in natural to start things out. And know how excited y'all must be to see Jae Dong playing once again. So go ahead and type in the comments if Jae Dong playing, I'm watching. I know there's going to be a few. Definitely appreciate you guys. Single player watchers are always accepted, tolerated here at the KCM. If you're just here to watch Snow or Jae Dong, you'll be watching this game right now. There's quite a few of you out there, I know it. For those of the rest of us here who are watching all of these games, there's plenty more to come. This is only the beginning here. And although it should be a good match, I'm sure there's plenty more great ones to come. The lineup here, so sick. Now we've got 6 links about to pop out here. Should be. As Snow going to be putting on that pressure. He does turn around with the Zealot, though. Sending that home. Okay, 4 Lings pop out. So maybe taking it easy on that Ling production. No, 6 Lings total. So Snow forcing what he wanted there out of Jae Dong. 100 gas has been mined here. He's just waiting now for the minerals to throw down this layer, and also hopefully to get rid of this probe so that the layer will go unspotted. Oh, he spends the gas. Gas has been spent, and drones are now back on that gas, so we do have speed upgrade on the way. And that has been likely confirmed by Snow. That gas is not going away for nothing, so he even checks the natural, sees that there's no layer there. He knows speed is definitely on the way here. He's gonna stay nice and safe back at home. Because of this, we're gonna have zealots in the wall the entire time. I hope, at least. If he pulls the zealots out of this wall and lets a bunch of speedlings run by, I don't know what to tell you guys. But he should be staying here in the wall and just keeping himself safe. Meanwhile, Jae Dong going to macro it up. He has been doing a lot of busty things with the Hydra as of late. Some sort of semi-bust into a macro game. We've seen that quite a lot. But no hydrogen here so far, and more hatcheries being added on means he's probably not going to go that route this game. I think that the KCM also talking about it, mentioning that there is kind of a pattern that we've seen with the hydrogen early from Jae Dong. There's the hydrogen now. Hydra Den. And a second cannon on the way. So Snow taking no chances, just making sure he's got all the defenses necessary in case there were some Hydras coming across the map. As this Corsair gets out there, he's gonna see the additional hatcheries and know that he is completely safe here. You can see him sending that Corsair straight across the map. That's exactly what you want to do to check for Hydras and make sure that no bust is coming in. As soon as he reaches his natural here, he knows. He knows what's happening. I'm gonna go after some Overlords now. Of course, there is Hydras for the defense, but there aren't any, there isn't any Spire at this point, I don't think. Do we actually have a Spire? I don't think we have one in the main. I believe there's, a layer there, but no Spire. And that means that we're gonna have to rely on Sunken Colonies and Hydras to defend these early Zealots. And there is going to be quite a few Zealots being pumped out here. Snow with the second gateway in the natural. He's going to be pumping potentially non-stop Zealots from here. With only one Corsair on the map. Okay, two Corsairs on the map. Looking for stray Overlords. Wherever he can. He scouts out the main, sees no Spire. So knows exactly what he's going against. I doubt he'll add on any more Corsairs from here. Instead, just focus on that ground army, propelling himself into the later stages of this game. Try to get those 8 gateways up, potentially go for a third base here. He's going to be dealing with a ton of Hydras though. We'll need that Zealot speed. We'll need some Templar here relatively soon. You can see no more being added on. No more Corsairs, just straight up into Templar. Here comes those Hydras, and these Zealots are a little out of position here. Gonna be surrounded, potentially killed by these Hydras. That's a little bit frustrating. Okay, he does finish speed just in time. Can take a bit of a fight here, but all of these Zealots will likely end up falling. Okay, 3 will sneak away. And a 4th cannon on the way. I like the positioning here of these cannons. It's going to be very hard to dive upon them, especially with the lowered number of oh god, that Templar, no, the first Templar comes out and gets killed. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad for Snow there, losing that first Templar. He does have one more that's pumped out here in the back. Gonna run forward, start to pick off a cannon. Cannon goes down. Second cannon about to fall as well. Third cannon going to go down. There's the 4th cannon. But that could go down very quickly as well. He just runs forward and guns that down, and Snow is just about to lose it here. You can see it looked like or it sounded like KCM just choked on his drink there, because so much was going on and everything was falling apart here for Snow. He's gonna lose his Dark Templar as well. The Overlord speed is done. Archon gonna morph and just die, and there it is. GG. Snow taps out. The later Hydralis bust here, perfectly executed by Jae Dong, just gets in there before the storm was done. And this is not the same as that Shuttle game, boys. This is not Snow forgetting that upgrade. The upgrade was definitely on the way here, but he just didn't have enough time to get that. Jae Dong hit that timing perfectly and busted through that natural. Oh god, a couple more cannons there might have helped out, might have saved him, or having the Zealots at the wall maybe. Losing that first Templar too, super painful. It actually popped out on the right hand side and just walked out, so at the rally point forgot to reset that, and just like that, guys, Snow is out. The ringer of the Protoss squad taken down. With only 1 win under his belt, it's going to leave a lot of heavy lifting here for Stork and Bisu. Of course, Snow can come back. There is, of course, that revive. That'll be in the back pocket for Protoss, but Typically, they tend to revive Bisu for whatever reason. I feel like Snow the better option, but historically, it's always been Bisu to get that revive. We'll see if that happens again. If we even get to that point, we've still got to get through some more games here first. Will it be Stork or Bisu coming up next to play off against Jae Dong? I want to see Jae Dong versus Bisu, but Stork versus Bisu also should be an epic match. Let's go into our next game and find out who it's going to be. Okay, well, I'm a little bit disappointed to see Snow go down so quickly. I wanted to see a nice drawn out game between Snow and Jae Dong, but it is what it is. I'm also happy to see Jae Dong do well. And now we get a Stork game. Stork here in the top right hand corner. And cross map position for Jae Dong here on Nemesis. He's going to be starting out with an early pool and a gastric here as well. So that was a 9 pool gastric for the extra drone and then an overlord. So he's going to be putting on some serious pressure here. He's saving larva, and we'll have 3 larva when that overlord and the spawning pool pop here. He's also going to be grabbing his 3rd base relatively soon. Okay, or it's not his 3rd base, his natural here pretty quick. Probably after all the lings pop. Yeah, here comes the lings first. He's probably going to send that drone across the map and look for his opponent, maybe? No, he's actually not even sending that out to scout, which is a little bit interesting. Now he's got the natural hatch here, and it's just going to be a pure defense play here for Stork. As soon as he sees these lings, he's going to have to fall straight back across the map, throw down a second building in his wall, and use that first zealot to defend, and just do his absolute best to get that second zealot out. That is all that matters right now. Nice juke and jive there. Gets his pro back towards the natural. Should be able to take a look, see if he can block the 3rd base, and he is going in the right direction, so he may indeed be able to block the 3rd base here at the 6 o'clock. That is super frustrating for Jae Dong, who really wants to put that base down. Maybe he can come over here and just start hitting that probe, or maybe just get the hatchery while a Stork is not paying attention. And yeah, that does indeed occur. Oh, Zealot is surrounded here. Not good, not good. This Zealot tucks itself into a very tight corner and manages to escape death there. A pretty decent move overall for Stork, managing to keep himself alive there. Now, we do have this probe here, a little bit of a nasty probe that could throw down a pylon here at any moment and try to cannon this 3rd base. Looks like he instead wants to get his Nexus down as quickly as possible. After holding off that attack, that's the next thing on the menu here. So he will be getting that down. The drone coming over here just to make sure that that cannon wasn't being warped in. We'll see that none of those shenanigans are taking place. So he will just mine a few minerals and head on back. A few more links are gonna have to pop out here. We've got a probe and 2 zealots, another zealot and another following this up. So this is going to be a bit of a difficult hold here for Jae Dong, who's nerfed his economy already early. Is going to have to suffer more ling production here, and a great surround though, really good. The drone's trying to get in the way here, but actually blocking the lings a little bit. That's unfortunate. Drone's trying to be microed here, but not really getting much damage. And oh man, every single zealot is so low here, but not dead, which means that this army is still very powerful, and he's gonna have to wait a while for some more lings to pop out to finish this off, or he's gonna have to do some fantastic drone trickery here in order to handle this. Oh, 1 drone gonna fall. First drone has fallen. Oh, almost gets a 2nd drone there. Spawning pool getting low, but I think with this number of lings popping out, he should be able to surround and kill this Stork. Not paying attention here. Oh, he's just gonna focus it down. 14 HP. Ooh, Ooh, that was really damn close. 1 or 2 hits with those side blades would have finished that spawning pool off, but he manages to keep it alive, thankfully. And Stork, man, oh, leaving a building at 14 HP, wasting your zealots like that, it hurts, man. It really, really does hurt. More links have been produced here, and he's gonna run straight on by. Oh no, this game could flip on its head in a second here. That mistake, so impossible, just unforgivable mistakes here from Stork, unfortunately, allowing those links to run by in that situation never should have happened. Getting in here to the main, we all know Jae Dong's link control is extremely good. He's going to keep these 3 links running around, killing probes for the foreseeable future here. He's even going to jump on this cannon for a second, almost cancels that. And another zealot goes down here in the front. Unfortunately, more probes down in the main. Jae Dong is supercharging himself forward in this game. He's gonna get, oh, I thought he was gonna get more links there into the main, but actually a good block by Stork. 2 more links left over. Just kind of darting around here in the main base, preventing gas mining and just slowing down everything. Oh no, he leaves the natural. Oh my god, Stork, mistake after mistake here. Leaving the natural was not the play, buddy. And he's sending his zealots back to, he's not even going to send them across the map to deal some damage. This is not looking good for Protoss here. More links going to pop out. Actually, he was expecting those zealots to keep heading across the map, but the sunken colony and links gonna be there for defense a little bit later. You could even send them across the map, try to deny this cannon once again, because that cannon is extremely vulnerable here in the natural. Another cannon coming up in the main. Finally, Stork has had enough, does not want to deal with these links in the main, so he will put down the cannon and push them away. Now the zealots can get back to doing their job, which is defending this natural. A job that they have done not the best at so far. It's not looking good here for Stork. Finally gets a DT out. Actually, this could be the cleaning crew that he needs to get rid of these links. Oh my god, Jae Dong actually paying attention to these links. Unbelievably notices that this Dark Templar is going to work on them and will continue to run them around inside the main base. That is crazy. He's going to keep these scouts alive for an incredibly long time. Trying to get in here on this 3rd base. Let's see if he can actually kill this and get on there. No, he's going to be surrounded and killed. Oh my god, DT goes down in the 3rd area there. That's so frustrating. Can he focus down a few drones here? He needs to go for drones. Drones are doing a good job of blocking everything, not allowing the zealots to move forward, but he's losing quite a lot of them. About 4 or 5 at least went down in that engagement. Now can focus down a few more here as they come back once again to defend. Another drone. No, not quite. Going after as many as he can, just trying to even the odds a little bit here. Maybe get one more. He did head into the main with 1 zealot. Got only 9 HP though. Shouldn't be able to get any more damage. And it does go down. Stork doing his best, but I don't think it's enough. Look at how many mutas are popping right now. This base at the island is completely vulnerable. He is going to be in for a world of hurt here, assuming Jae Dong heads to 12 o'clock and just denies that base outright. There's really not too much that can be done for Stork, aside for just cannon up and try to survive here. He's going straight for the main. Here we go. The High Templar hiding behind this gas geyser. That could be deadly. Archon here at the natural as well, and so far things are going okay for Stork. Here comes the storm. Where's the storm? Oh, the storm is so good. Such an amazing storm there. Deals so much damage to these mutalisks. He does come forward and actually kills the Templar and gets out of there, but that completely denies the attempt by Jae Dong, which was of course to deny the main, to try and kill the cannons in there and just take that area over. Now he's gonna head towards the third base finally, but these cannons are already done, man. There's nothing left to do over in this location, and he should be able to hold on to 3 bases. This is perfect for Stork. Another drone going up to the top left-hand corner. Should be a 4th base here for Jae Dong. Jae Dong opening up all the pathways now, giving himself some good circulation here for his Hydras as they pop out. More needs to be done here in the natural to prepare for this Hydra attack that could be coming through here momentarily. DT heading its way over towards the 3rd base. I didn't see an Overlord in that location, so maybe he can get through there. Oh, this is a nice block. Killing off those 2 assimilators earlier with the DT was a perfect move. More cannons coming up here in the natural, but is it going to be enough in time to hold here? Stork has the right unit composition. He's got the Templar, he has the Storm. Beautiful Storm there, and immediately making himself, oh my god, 15 kills! 15 kills, oh my god, 16, 18, 19 kill DT there at the 3rd base. Oh man, that is so painful. Look at all the drones that have died here. There was such fantastic drone saturation at that area just moments ago, and now nothing left over in this location for Jae Dong. The tables here have seriously turned. I felt like Jae Dong was in a great position until that moment, but focusing too much on the bust here at the natural rather than paying attention to his mining base. If only his star sense had come in like it did with the DT earlier against his Lings, man, in the main base. That somehow he noticed, but all of the drones going down at his 3rd he did not see, and he's gonna pay dearly for it. Now Stork moving out right now, I don't know if this is the greatest move. I mean, you're gonna force everything back, of course, because Jae Dong is making a ton of drones right now, but he still has a pretty decent army, so he loses quite a few of his Archons to that Hydralisk Mutalisk force, whereas taking some time here and just building up in the main is probably going to do Stork a lot more good. He's only got 4 gateways in the main, I think 2 in the natural as well, so 6 total. He needs to make a lot higher, maybe go to 10, 11 gateways on 3 bases. He should be fine to do so. Get in here with the DT once again, gonna deal a little bit of damage, probably 2 or 3 maybe drones. He's going after the spawning pool. Spawning pool was very low, but in the end will be killed off without getting any kills there. Couple of zealots making their way over towards this bottom 12 o'clock base, or the bottom 6 o'clock base, excuse me. And both of those assimilators are still alive, so actually Archons can still slip through there. He focuses down one of the Archons, but Zealot's going to work here on the drones now. He's going to go after the assimilators, so no more units can be brought forward to help defend. This is such a good move. Stork kills them both. Now it's just a bunch of Zealots trapped down here in the bottom center. I feel like evacuating the drones here would have been a perfect move. Archon will go down. So many drones have fallen here. This is not good, man. Okay, actually, wait a second. A ton of drones were actually on the Vespian Geyser. Way more than I thought. So only actually a few drones went down there. I thought way more fell when I looked at that drone saturation, but all of them sitting on the gas geyser means that there's still quite a few to use. You can absolutely switch those back onto mineral mining and have a decent economy once again, but it's still a 3 base versus 3 base economy. Shuttle gets picked off. Nicely done. So getting rid of that threat on the map. He's even picking off some observers as well. I love it. All we need now is a transition into lurkers and this base up here in the top left getting fully saturated, and at that point Jae Dong will be ready to transition into a hive. So far Stork, I don't think he's figured out about the space in the top left, and the longer that goes unscouted the better it'll be. for Jae Dong. Now, these High Templar were a great target. They are not being pounced upon, though, by Jae Dong. So slightly, slight missed opportunity in that regard. More sunken colonies being built. He's going to dive onto these Templar. Really good micro here by Jae Dong, avoiding the majority of that storm damage and eating up almost all the storms that were available for Stork in this case. A bunch of Hydras are positioned here to defend the top left as well, but the Zealots should be able to run by and get the vision on that. Bunch of sunken colonies being morphed here, but pure sunken versus Dragoons not going to do very well here in this case. More Hydras need to pop out and reinforce this army. Looks like he's going to dive here onto the Templar. That Templar getting one last good storm. Doesn't have any more energy for an additional, but the Sunkens are basically all gone. Hydras are being sent down from the north and should help to defend here shortly. What is he doing with these mutas? He's got to dive here and actually kill these Dragoons. Oh, so much production's been lost now. Evolution chambers have gone down. We lost the additional hatch in this location as well. There's no Templar here to throw down storms, so might as well go ham with the Mutalisks. Of course, they won't trade super well versus Dragons, but Dragons have never been the best against them. Now Zealots running into the main. Jae Dong taps out. GG. Stork takes him down with that crazy DT play, with that sneaky boy. Invisible Man for the win there in the 6 o'clock. Never quite able to recover was Jae Dong. His position was looking very nice until that point. But it is what it is, man. He doesn't pay attention to that 6 o'clock. He loses, what was it, 19 drones? That's got to be an MVP DT, man. 19 drones. You almost never see quite that number of kills on a DT, but there you have it. Stork takes that game away. Jae Dong is eliminated, and we'll be going on to game number 5. Well, with Jae Dong eliminated, it's Queen gonna be coming out here to hold down the fort. We've got Stork up here in the top left-hand corner. Not the result that I was expecting, if I'm being honest, but Queen versus Stork. See how this one goes. I feel like old Zero should be able to take on the Stork with relative ease, but that last game just goes to show anything can happen. A DT into the main or into the third base can turn things on a dime, man. You don't pay attention for a second. Pretty quickly, every single drone you have will be dead, and there's nothing that notifies you of the fact either until they attack a building or something. Just one hitting everything means no verbal notification that you're under attack, and it'd be very, very hard to recognize that that is even happening. Similar to storm drops as well. If a storm drop happens in one of your bases, it'll give you that notification, but the damage is done long before you can react to that notification. You have to be so on top of it that you just know immediately to pull your drones away, even before the Templar are out of the shuttle. Otherwise, you're gonna lose everything. Now, Queen here with the early pressure, bringing some lings to the front. Stork, the classic gateway first defense with the Nexus here, just going to hold the ramp with 2 probes this time. So being a little bit more conservative here was a bit of a horror story that last game, with Jae Dong able to just slip lings right past the Zealot probe. So Stork just taking it a little bit more careful here. Will bring down the probe for the forge and keep 2 zealots in the wall. Actually 3 zealots here in the wall just to make sure. Oh, actually cybernetics core at the front. I like it. I like it. Skipping over that forge for now. Forge gonna go down in the main base. Let's see if he does double forge here or not. Double forge can be very strong. Does leave you a little bit open though to a containment play. If your opponent goes directly up into lurkers, it could be a bit scary because you just don't have the army mass that you need to push everything back in the early game. Those upgrades are very expensive, so you're just not going to have the extra 150 minerals either from the forge as well to build an extra gateway. So your overall production can be a little bit lacking. It's like Stargate on the way. That +1 going to be safe up in the main base for now. I don't see any additional hatcheries just yet. Instead is Spire on the way. And we'll see what Queen decides to do from this point on. The strategy here is soon to be revealed once he throws down an additional hash or a Hydralisk den. For now, he's just doing a good job of denying any scouting information for Stork out on the map. Popping out a ton of drones. A few more links going to join this group as well, though. And it seems like he's got the right number in his head, exactly how many links it's going to take to stop these 4 zealots. However, with quite a few of these being damaged already, he might actually lose that fight. It's a little scary, but Stork turns around. Seeing the number of links, he's not going to test him. Sends the zealots back, but may end up getting cut off here. Lings are being reinforced. He gets right on top of these. He's going to take this fight. Let's see if he can finish off these zealots. 1 zealot goes down right away. Can he get this other one? Yes, he does get the 2nd zealot. Trades away quite a few lings, but that's a pretty decent trade considering those zealots didn't have the +1 yet. +1 still a little ways off, I would assume. Spire tank just about to finish. I think he loses 1 overlord here before the Scourge can pop out and push this away. Zealots still without that +1 and a bunch more links pumping out here. Maybe he can get a big surround. It looks like he'll get 1 zealot. No, barely slips away there. Oh no, he's not paying attention to his Corsair. Doesn't get the Overlord and loses the first Corsair. Uh-oh. This may trigger Queen to go for a Mutalisk tech switch. He's already killed a lot of zealots, and he may end up getting these zealots as well. Ooh, zealots on the ramp are a bit strong. Gonna have to run all the way around here, and this leaves some time for Stork to get damage done in this base. Looks like the lings are gonna run all the way around here. Try to surround and kill these zealots. They found themselves a nice little corner. Let's see how this trade goes. That's a lot of lings surrounding here, and he is going to focus down the damaged zealots, so pretty decent job clearing all of that out now. A 2nd gas is up in the natural for Queen, so I think we are going to see that Mutalisk tech switch, and it could be deadly here. Lots more links being produced. Stork, I think he needs a couple more cannons in his mineral lines. Otherwise, he could be in a lot of trouble looking for any stray Corsairs now. Also, checking out the number of gateways here in the main. He's going to be feeling good about his position now, seeing what he's seen so far. Mutalisk popping. Just the first few, and should be able to come here and pressure these zealots to either go back home or commit to a fight. It's about 4 or 5 Mutalisks. I think just the 5 Mutalisks count. Not the scariest. I believe this is going to be a complete tech switch once the zealots here are dead. He should be just threatening here with the mutas and then switching things back over just purely into Hydralisk. I doubt that he continues with this and just goes a full force, just full ham Mutalisk production here. It doesn't seem like a decent way to play. 5 mutas is the magic number where you can kill probes in one shot. So coming forward here with a few Scourge, he can at least dive in a couple of times, try to get a few probes, and then fall back behind the Scourge when the Corsairs come. Just force everything away. This is so many Corsairs. 8 Corsairs now. Will annihilate these Mutalisks very, very quickly if they enter a full engagement, but that's not the plan. Just a few quick kills here is what Queen is going for. A full scout of the main is also a nice extra here. Looking for some Templar maybe to pick off. Not finding any in the main base. They've all been morphed into Archons so far, it looks like. They aren't going to do very well, though, against these turtled positions at the natural and the third base. Corsairs coming forward, gonna take this engage. The Scourge, though, all over them. The Archon doing its best to try and hit these Scourge, but great movement here from Queen. He's gonna dive in once more, gets another Corsair there, and reduces that count even further. There you go, Stork, keeping them off his back with that Archon, pushing the Scourge away there, and actually maintaining his decent supply of Corsairs for now. This is, what, 8 Corsairs still? 8 Corsairs, pretty darn decent. That's not going to cede air control to his opponent just yet. This is a lot of Hydralisks pumping out now. 102 supply, a 4th base on the way. I've watched plenty of Queen VODs, plenty of Queen's tutorial videos, enough to know that this is the point where he's going to be transitioning. He's building all these Hydras. He's going to push forward and do what damage he can, but he should be building up even more drones here to saturate that bottom right. Tech switching into Lurker as well, and getting ready for the next stage of this game. However, Stork really doesn't seem to have what it takes to hold this off. He's got a good number of Zealots, but just no Templar here to speak of, so no Storms either. Great targeting there by Queen to just pick off these Archons, and now just pure Zealot versus mass Hydra. This fight is going to go in the favor of Queen, I believe. Actually, the Hydralisk numbers are starting to thin out. More Hydras are going to come forward, though, and join this fray. And with the Zealots being finished off, maybe Queen can just push forward and finish this off. Yeah, I think he should be able to take the win now. Oh my god, all of the Corsairs go down. Now the Mutalisks have free reign over the battlefield here to deal that extra damage to these Zealots that are being rallied out. Queen sending a massive wave of drones down to the bottom right. This is exactly what I was talking about, preparing himself for the next stage of the game. A Queen's Nest should already be on the way. Lurker upgrades should be nearly complete here. We're going to continue to shark around with these Hydras, looking for any lack of defense at the third base. Another base coming up here. There's the Lurkers moving into position. He's going to cut off the natural from the third base here. A beautiful play to just get in the way of these reinforcements, and there's no observer to speak of. He's getting on top of these Hydras, but the Lurkers are doing massive damage. That DT gets picked off as well with the addition of those overlords to this army. Lurkers running forward with mass Hydra. I think Queen gonna knock down this base very soon. I haven't seen a single storm this game. What is going on, by the way? Where is Stork's storms? I don't think you can win this matchup without Storm, buddy. GG, there you go. Stork taps out, Queen is victorious. Just a standard game here for Queen. Another, just another day at the office here for him. Slapping this this Protoss player off the map, just getting rid of him. On to the next one here. Hero is still in the back. We've got Bisu coming up next. So a Queen versus Bisu map match. And if Bisu goes down, we're gonna have one single revive. That's the last chance for Protoss to come back. Unless Bisu can make things happen here. Maybe he can take down Queen and Hero. We're gonna find out. That's coming up next. Alright, on to the next one. We got Queen versus Bisu. Queen down here in the bottom left. Bisu in the top right. Queen, one of the greatest bands of all time, in my opinion. Definitely love me some Queen here and there. Can be a little bit overplayed, a few songs, but definitely bring back some great childhood memories. Mostly of playing hockey, if I'm being honest. We Are the Champions. That was like, dressing room gold there. Back in the day. But Queen also a great player here on Fighting Spirit. Good old PvZ on Fighting Spirit. Thank goodness this is not the finals with the Terrans. This is actually a decent map. A decent map for PvZ. But I can't say too much more about it. ZVT, it's pretty broken. PVT, pretty disgusting as well. Now, we've got the high ground pylon. Bisu already busted out the tricks. And we'll see what Queen's got here for him. An early pool to start things out. Makes this look a little bit rough for Bisu. I don't think he can get a good wall in there with that pylon so far off base, and the second pylon in main. You can't just quickly throw down an easy forge here in the front. You're gonna have to build that pylon, wait a long time for that to finish, then you can throw down the forge and make things tighter there in the natural. Give yourself a good place to wall, but that's just not going to be an option here for Bisu. Bisu using his zealot out on the map. Bit surprised about that too. Larva just kind of sitting here in the natural. That's interesting. He wants to throw down his third base right away, and he sees the zealot as well. So this should be pure Ling popping out here, I think. And then Queen should be able to turn the tides a little bit onto Bisu. Come out here, kill this zealot potentially, and then go in towards Bisu's natural. Like I said, he's gonna have to build that pylon. It's on the way right now, but there's gonna be a little time here where that is a completely open natural for Lings to run by into. He'll have to defend from the ramp. Looks like a good surround gonna come here. Does pull back that Ling. Perfectly done there, Queen, not losing a single Ling to that well-placed zealot. Will send a big group across the map. Now that does finish up in time. Cybernetic score there instead of the Forge in the main. So this does seem to be a common practice now in the matchup. You do not want to be losing your early Forge. That's just way too painful. He doesn't see whether there's going to be a layer or not, so a bit of ambiguity here on the map. Okay, layer in the natural, a little bit hidden from his opponent. Some ambiguity here as to whether he's going to be Hydralisk busting or not, but Bisu will have his Corsair out here relatively soon. This cannon also finishing up here, gonna negate any Zergling pressure that can come right now. I'm surprised that Queen's sending out all his Zerglings because Zealot has made its way past. And you kind of gotta assume that there's gonna be a Zealot wandering around on the map somewhere. He hasn't spotted until this very moment, and now he's gonna lose some critical mining time here in his third base, having to pull away all those drones. Super annoying. Oh, he lost the drone. Ooh, he lost the drone as well. That's a big misplay from Queen. Queen losing a drone, and now 3 more Zealots are out here on the map, and Queen has no idea about that. He's gonna get this Zealot. Hopefully he doesn't have another oversight like that. Looks like an Overlord is going to spot this out, so he does see those Zealots coming. Can get his Lings together. Should be popping out a few more from this hatchery as well as he drones up on the other hatches to dive upon this Zealot here at the ramp. Tries to deal as much damage as he can. We'll probably have to use drones to fight alongside these Lings. Ah, man, Bisu's stuck himself in a little corner here and will not be removed easily at all. Now, Queen still struggling to deal with these Zealots. Is going to send a few more Lings out on the map just to find out if anything else is moving around for Bisu. Like that, Spire is nearly complete, and there shouldn't be an Overlord kill here. The Scourge have already begun morphing before the Overlord started taking damage, so the Scourge will come out in time to save that, I believe. It's gonna be a little bit close, but the Scourge are gonna pop here. Oh man, there they are right there. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. Here comes 2 more Scourge. They're gonna try and cut it off, and does manage to get that. Not worth at all for Bisu, losing his first Corsair for a single Overlord. Very painful. He may end up losing a second Corsair as well if these 2 Scourge have anything to say about it. Coming here to cut this off. The timing is just a tiny bit off for Queen, but Bisu turns it around. He knows. Star Sense there, pure Star Sense. Gonna send that Corsair back up to the top left-hand corner and just hide it there for a little bit until he can get a Corsair out. A good clump of Corsairs out and push away those Scourge. Now, first Mutalisk is on the map, keeping the Zealots back for now. Some sunken colonies coming down here, and mass hatchery as well. 6 hatch Hydra going to be the play. Ships in the night here. These Zealots just walking straight on by the Lings, and it is super important that you have Lings around your sunken colony in this moment to defend this very vulnerable location. He is going to have drones to help him hold things off, and these Mutalisks as well, but Mutas do not kill Zealots nearly as fast as you might think, so he is going to bring the Lings up here, but the sunken colony already under quite a big threat. The surround, though, very nice, and so many Mutalisks here. They do manage to clean that up rather efficiently. Bisu losing a good chunk of army for hardly any return in that engagement. That is a bit of an anti-timing there. No Zealot speed means he can't really chase down the drones. And I don't think he had +1 either. Okay, he does have +1. Maybe he did have it during that engagement, but that was not a good one there. Queen now ready to take a fight here at the front. Maybe he wants to dive in, try to kill a couple of Scourge, pick off a few probes maybe with those Mutas as well. That is a good number of Scourge here. If he gets some nice connections, he could wipe out this entire Air Force. Shoving back these Zealots here. The DT gonna come in. Oh, it's got the sunken colony. Oh man, you gotta run from this. That's way too many Scourges. Shoves that back. And the DT has been pushed away as well. 2-kill DT, though, does manage to make a slight dent in that economy, if not the level of Stork versus Jae Dong, at least getting something. And I was just noticing, actually, as this game was starting, I think that none of these players have gotten more than 1 kill. It's been a complete back and forth here. If I remember correctly, every single player has gotten 1 kill and then gone down. So a very nice back and forth series here between Zerg and Protoss. Impressive, actually. I really thought that Zerg was going to run away with this series, and really the only player who's going to get any kills would be Snow and Bisu. However, each player, you know, pulling their weight a little bit here, except for Shuttle, of course, who went down first. Stork's got a kill, Snow's got a kill, and now hopefully Bisu can get a kill as well, and we'll tie everything up once again. Here comes the Scourge, pushing away the Corsairs, keeping them back. This is an interesting back and forth that we've seen multiple times in this series, is the interplay between large flocks of Scourge Muta in the middle of the map, just keeping back the Templar and the Corsairs, not allowing them to engage, while a small group of Zealot Archon goes to the other side of the map to pressure. And it's had varied outcomes, but I think this one going to be the least eventful, with both players just kind of falling back to their sides of the map, getting up some fresh bases here. Bisu going to grab his 3rd, Queen going to grab his 4th, and should be droning heavily at this moment while pressuring forward with his Hydralisks. Looking for any small openings here where he can get some damage done. There's no Templar in this area, and the cannons are not finished, so maybe he can get up here, kill a few units, maybe even stop some of these cannons from morphing in, from warping in, excuse me. This is not a good engagement location for Bisu, so he's just going to stay at the top of this ramp and hope that he can get some cannons up. There's the first High Templar. Big storm on that low ground. Will get a couple of kills, but nice dodging out of Queen. Going to keep most of his forces alive. Drones popping en masse here. 4th base will be saturated shortly, and we'll be going to Hive very, very soon. Queen completely comfortable going up to 4 bases, and like I said before, watching tutorials of his, this is what he likes to do. This is the way he likes to play. He finds this to be the strongest. Just getting up onto 4 bases and getting into that hive with a lot of momentum behind his play gives him a very, very good position to mass up Ling, Hydra, and of course Lurker. And look at that Lurker timing here. So many Lurkers are going to be popping out here. A ton of Scourge are going to come forward, shove these units back. High ground advantage here for Queen, standing at the top of this ramp, but once we have some storms added in, might be hard to hold this location. Yeah, Zealot's actually going to get up here while the storms push everything back. The couple of Sunkens buying a little bit of time, but not enough, as a ton of Lurkers are being sent forward to try and help out. The drones are going to get hit by the storm. Oh god, these drones are so stacked up. He needs to pull everything back and away from this. Good job keeping most of the drones alive, and Lurkers are going to set up here on this high ground. Delete these forces. Bisu not able to break this location, and the game will go on. I feel like he did a decent amount of damage there. Killed quite a few drones, killed a lot of Hydra. But still, Queen with triple upgrades now pumping is going to be feeling his position here. Just able to throw down additional hatcheries, really build up into that super, super late game. Defilers are next on the list here. There's going to be a ton of those popping out here very shortly. We're going to have Plague as well, most likely. Lings are now a thing once again. Ling attack speed should be finishing up shortly. mass lurker being produced now. I think that high ground position that was once a breakable location is no longer so. That spot is basically Queen's for the rest of this game. There's really not much that Bisu can do about that anymore. He's just gonna have to sit back and try to get his own fourth base up at this point. It's just way too cumbersome to try and take that location. Now Queen, with the addition of Bisu's fourth base, I think Queen will be forced now to take another base, going up to a fifth base, probably down in the bottom right hand corner would be the best location to choose. But for now, he's just focusing on macroing up off of 4 bases, getting out a ton of lurkers here, sieging up this middle area, making sure that he's got plenty of forces to defend all of his bases. It's not really a good idea to attack with this army though, and you're gonna see tons of lings heading out in all different directions, just kind of picking off whatever they can, trying to stop additional bases from going down. And the lurkers just staying in defensive position, trying to hold off this massive army. Here comes tons of lings running forward here to pick off what dragoons that they can. Zealots moving in towards that bottom, not the greatest trade against that massive number of lurkers. Yeah, tons more zealots just taking huge damage. Do we have the Defiler's Den here, or a mound, excuse me. I was corrected on that. I think in the last cast, Defiler's mound should be on the way here for Queen. Oh, another great storm there. Huge storm. Lurkers are gonna run forward. Oh, I don't like this for Queen. He is gonna get quite a few of these zealots though. Pretty decent trade there overall. However, never really that good when you're running up with lurkers and trying to burrow around a Protoss army. Unless you just completely outmass them and they don't have any storms to speak of. Nice pick off on that Templar. It does get a decent storm there, but oh god, a DT on the ramp. I love that. That play is beautiful. A DT on the ramp plus cannons and Templar up there. Oh yes, we've got a robotic support bay as well. This is super important, not only for Reavers but also for, of course, the shuttle speed and the eventual storm drops that are going to be coming out here. Bisu losing a few of his army. His control group's not perfect right now. Letting some of these zealots die is a little bit rough, but well, it looks like this probably going to be able to get away just for now and get that base down in the top left hand corner. No base as of yet for Queen in the bottom right, unfortunately. He spots that base going down, and that's a big problem here for Queen. He cannot allow Bisu to take top left while he himself does not have bottom right. Otherwise, he's just going to fall immeasurably far behind and eventually end up losing this game. So he's sending the majority of his army up towards the top left, but cutting things off here. Bisu getting on top of these lurkers and hydras that are transferring and getting a pretty decent trade. There's a dark swarm, but dark swarm not the most helpful in this moment. Lurkers are going to run up here, try to get some good positions where they can actually cancel this base. Yeah, none of these cannons can actually finish. He's going to kill the probe as well. Not too bad. A Defiler here almost getting targeted down. Queen has a massive army just below the screen. Needs to bring it to bear though. He cannot allow this base to go down, man. This base is very important for Thomas and for Zerg. He just cannot allow that to go down at this moment. Looks like instead going to take bottom right. It's a consolation prize here for Queen, as he just can't get up into the top left hand corner. He's just not able to do it at this moment. Bisu rotating now in order to counter what Queen is doing, which is taking over the bottom right hand corner of the map. and he's likely going to use that leverage to snag both bottom right and the natural there as well. Not much Bisu can do about that except for continue to expand himself. Now a big storm here on this ramp, very annoying. He's gonna deal with these two lurkers, actually 4 lurkers in this location, but not too much he can do to stop that. Now oh my god, tons of lings trying to run up this ramp, but lurkers are kind of blocking everything off. Queen is a little bit phased here with this army coming in towards his natural. Lots of lurkers coming up here, joining the fight, and this base is actually getting close to going down, but he's just not paying attention. There we go. He actually does move everything forward, but the Dark Swarm runs out just a little bit too early, and he's not able to throw down another one in time, and he holds. Oh man, Queen just a little bit too slow during that moment. He got distracted by that huge attack that was going on at his natural, was not able to break center right. If he took care of that base, that would be a great benefit to him, but now that Bisu holds that off, this is looking worse and worse for Queen. Queen now gonna grab his 5th base. He's transferring drones down there. Bisu already happily mining in the top left. He's gonna take another base, looks like. He's gonna start to drop here as well. Here comes that first Templar drop. Templar storm on all of these drones. That's quite a lot of kills, but maybe not as many as he was looking for. I think he's got one more Templar here. Gonna get at least 2, maybe 3. Yeah, there we go. Kills off all the drones on that gas geyser and limits that economy once again. Oh goodness, these mineral patches are so low now for the Zerg. That's not looking good. Look at how much saturation, how much minerals there are still left over for Protoss in comparison. Oh, huge storms here. Oh man, those storms were incredibly harsh. Looks like another shuttle coming through. He's gonna go for yet another storm drop here. More drones gonna go down in this location. Oh, really good. Oh my god. He dodges those Scourge like a absolute boss. Bisu, fancy footwork there, keeping those alive, and he is gonna escape. Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. Looks like he will be losing his observers here, unfortunately, but oh yeah, all the observers go down, and now with no observers here to find these lurkers. Well, there's no lurkers left. Okay, no lurkers left here. So Queen, he is going to be giving up one of his bases in the bottom right. Queen looking to be just about dead now. He's got still quite a large army, but he can't really take it up this ramp now. Bisu's gonna get up on top of the ramp. He's gonna kill all these drones. Drone's gonna get completely annihilated here. And how do you run up this ramp to stop this this base from going down? It's not gonna happen. Storms here from behind. GG. Queen taps out, and Bisu is the first one to take a double kill in this series. He ties it up as well. Really nice game there. Taking down Queen in a long macro game is very impressive. I love the storm dropping. I think that things were looking a little bit hairy for Queen from nearly the very beginning. When the Zealots managed to slip by and disrupt the mining in the early game, that was, it doesn't look like much, but killing a drone at that moment and slowing down the mining at the third, it really hurts the macro of the Zerg player. You gotta keep your lings in a defensive position if you don't have a full confirmation that there are no Zealots on the map at that moment. Otherwise you are gonna end up And 9 times out of 10, having a zealot just wandering into one of your bases and messing things up, and that's exactly what happened. Bisu with the sneaky zealot just kind of hiding it on the map and walking in. Did some good damage, but really, the macro play there from Bisu shining through, man. This guy, he's got it all. He's got the crazy early game micro with the zealots. He's got the fantastic mid game decision making with his Corsairs, and he can take things to an ultra late game and win against one of the best in the world. Bisu, he might be able to take it all the way. Let's see if he can go head to head against Hero here in our next game. That's coming right up. Our next match on Neo Sylphid, gonna be Hero spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner. In the bottom left, we've got Bisu. Sorry guys, I thought that Bisu was on his second kill, but no, that was his first kill. Queen took down Stork and got defeated by Bisu. So the trend continues, 1 kill each. Every single player has gotten 1 kill except for Shuttle and Hero thus far. Let's see if Hero can take down Bisu in this game. Or will Bisu force the revive out of Zerg first? We'll see here in a moment. Hero so far not building a spawning pool. He's gonna go for 12 hatch here. 12 hatch. And that's interesting. I think Bisu's gonna have a pretty good time against this with a 12 Nexus here. This works out really, really nicely. I don't know how he predicted that. How did Bisu know that he was gonna go quick hatch here? I feel like early pool is just so popular right now to deal with these early gateways, but Bisu getting away with it completely. Hero going into a spawning pool afterwards. He's gonna come towards the center left and find out its Nexus first. He should be immediately throwing down a third base. It looked like he was gonna take gas, but do you even take gas now? I think after seeing this Nexus and the speed of the Nexus, I feel like you cancel that here and go for another hatch. No, maybe not. Instead, gonna decide to tack out here, and that means he needs to do something in order to take back momentum in this game, because Bisu absolutely has that momentum at this moment. A third base gonna go down actually in the center right for Hero, and already probes being transferred. Bisu firmly in the lead here to start things off. Just completely based on build orders. He's gonna have a lot of probes here. And his Corsair is going to come out pretty darn quickly. His gateways are gonna come out faster. Everything's gonna be a little bit quicker here with the fast Nexus. And it'll be up to Hero to slowly try to climb his way back into this game, just clamoring against the ever-growing Protoss presence on this map. Now, it's not to say that Hero is out of it by any means. He's still got tons of play here, and we'll have to see what he actually does with this layer. Corsair here on the way. Stargate, excuse me, on the way. And Hero well known for doing more of a turtley style. He likes to go up to 4 bases. Surprised he didn't decide to take the natural there at the top center. Instead taking this base here in the center right. Gonna be a little bit easier to assault here for Bisu. Slightly more easy to defend for Hero as well. But if you wanted to go for something like a Mutalisk attack, I feel like the bottom left would have been a little bit stronger. The Mutalisk can pop out just that much faster and make their way over to the opponent's base. This base, this area over here, it makes me feel like taking center right means that Hero wants to go for more of a macro play. He wants to get up to possibly like a 6-hatch Hydra play, and wow, Bisu are actually going for double Stargate. Double Stargate here. Is it going to be scouted? This Overlord is very, very close. Can you actually see it? Oh, not quite able to get in there and take a look. Do we have some Scourge on the map? Not quite yet. First Overlord has already gone down, and Scourge are not yet on the map. He's scouting around looking for one more Overlord, see if he can find one. Time is kind of running out here for Bisu to keep his Corsairs on the field. Where is that Spire? It should be finished now, and Scourge will be popping out shortly. Looks like he just barely misses that other Overlord there at the top right. Another hatchery going down, meaning indeed it will be 6-hatch Hydra from Hero. Albeit a little bit from behind now. I think this bodes well for Hero. Having the 2 Stargate play means that there's going to be a lot less Templar, a lot less muscle on the ground. Oh gosh. 1 Overlord going down already, 2 in the pocket now. He just barely spotted out that 2 Stargate and already getting assaulted here. Looks like 1 Corsair just about goes down there. Oh, gets 1. A few more Scourge gonna pop out, and looks like Hero can now push this back, but a successful early attack here. Bisu able to pick off about 4 to 5 Overlords all told. That really slows down the macro of Hero, who's attempting to build into a late game, or at least a very strong mid game with that 6-hatch Hydra. Single Spore here in the natural. Not going to be enough to hold off Corsairs, mind you. This Corsair number just eats Overlords, while the Scourge, or while the Spore just uselessly pecks at them. And see how quick that one went down. Now, can he actually catch these Corsairs moving across the map? 2 more additional Corsairs getting cut off here. Not actually caught, but cut off and prevented from helping the main Corsair army. Now going to head up to the top right. All of these Overlords are going to die as well. Oh my god, so many Overlords here in the natural. And Hero really needs to start building up his army in order to keep these Overlords alive. So far, he's just been continuously losing Overlords and building tons and tons of drones and Overlords to compensate. I haven't seen a single Hydra pop out as of yet, and we've got nothing really here of substance to hold off a Zealot army that may be coming towards this natural. Few Hydras are gonna pop out and start to deal damage, but this is way too much, way too quickly. Tons of Overlords going down once again. Scourge do come forward and deal with these Corsairs, but oh my god, another massive supply block here for Hero. He's got to be feeling so frustrated now with this number of Overlords going down. It's just so frustrating. He will be able to come across the map here and potentially shut down this third. I don't know if this is a holdable position here for Bisu. Can he actually keep that third base alive? It feels like no, but Hero's actually turning around right now. He's heading his Hydras back home. He wants to keep his Overlords alive. If he knew about this third base here, I feel like he would just be going over there to deny that, because cannons are not done. the Zealot army is extremely small. If Bisu gets this up, though, his lead is going to continue to grow massively into the future. And it looks like that will be the case. Couple of DTs out here on the map also make it very, very difficult for Hero to get across the map and deal any damage, because Corsairs can just annihilate those overlords that are with the army and make that army unable to deal any damage with the DTs running around and picking off Hydras, picking off Lings as he tries to push forward. Now, we do have the Overlord speed finish and a lot of Overlords here with the army. Maybe he can push through and prevent this third base. He is taking a fourth of his own. Hero setting up that base as a fallback position. He can absolutely take this into a longer game here against Bisu, but he would love to stop that third base. That third base is way too fast. It should not be allowed to stand here against the massive amount of Hydra that Heroes managed to build up to. Now, there are a few Templar with this army, so maybe with Cannon and Templar, Bisu can hold this off. Pure Zealot here just running forward. There's almost more Zealots now than there are Hydras. Hold on a second. This is a lot of stuff from Bisu. And he's going to pull his drones back into the main base as well. Not confident yet to secure that fourth base. The hatchery is not yet done either. No lurkers here, so just pure Zealot is going to be really efficient against these Hydras as long as they manage to get decent surrounds and not try to push up crazy ramps like that against Mass Hydra. That of course is not going to be a good trade. Oh, he just has to cancel that base there. The fifth base not going to be able to finish, and he misses out on killing that. The DT, actually, he will find it in the end. DT does go down, and this game will continue on. Another base here for Bisu. Bisu gonna try and take the top left-hand corner. That's a difficult base for Hero to break. He unlikely to be able to take that down. Nice try. Trying to get a couple of Templar kills, but eats a massive storm instead. Now these Hydras on the full retreat. Bisu shoving forward here with the Dragoon reinforcements. Could potentially push through to a win. We've only got lurkers popping out now. 3 lurkers here in the front. A few more being morphed at the same time. Hive is on the way. But Bisu just shoving his way forward here. Taking more bases and just continuing to grow. He is showing a fantastic understanding of this matchup and great finesse here in this game with both his Corsairs and his army here. Hero slowly making his way into the late game, with which he so excels. Eventually he's gonna get there. With the crazy upgrades, the Ling attack speed crackling upgrade should be finishing as one of the first upgrades that comes after this Hive finishes. But he looks like he's gonna have to give up that 5th base, and remaining here on even bases with his Protoss opponent is a losing strategy. I feel like I've said this before, but last game Bisu able to do the exact same thing to Queen, and history appears to be repeating itself. Bisu kind of outplaying both these players, and now he's just worked himself into a position where it's hard to see a way for Hero to come back from this. I feel like Hero needs to do something crazy. He needs to go for a drop or something in order to get some momentum back, because Bisu is bearing down on top of him. The storms are going to be extremely efficient. He's diving on top of the Templar, though. Templar are getting annihilated here by the Cracklings. Cracklings picking them off very, very quickly. We're going to lose a whole bunch of observers as well. Only 1 observer remains. Bisu will be forced away from this location, but he's grinding him down slowly. Hero with the Protoss army right on top of his macro rounds, feeling the pressure here. This is where things start to fall apart, especially for me in my games, is when the Protoss player gets to your macro rounds, where he gets to your rally points and can start to just throw down storms on units that have yet to be hotkeyed. That's when things really start to fall apart. Now, looks like Hero getting some units around the edge of the map. He's gonna look for some sort of counterattack potential here, maybe getting some Templar pickoffs. So far, he hasn't been able to find anything, and he needs another base so badly. He's going to take one up in the upper right. It's not a very good base. It's just a mineral only, but he needs something here to supplement his income at this point. Once again, coming forward, there's so many lurkers in a stack here in the front. A big storm on all of them, and 2 observers once again going to go down. So I don't think that Bisu can continue this push forward. However, he's done quite a bit of damage here, killed off quite a few lurkers, got some good storms. He's going to use the value of those Templar, and now can just fall back and reinforce once again, grinding, slowly grinding this Zerg player down. Another attempt at a base here on the bottom center, not going to be allowed by Bisu. Bisu gonna immediately move to cancel that, and again, Hero just bearing the brunt of this overwhelming pressure as he attempts to sneak more units around the map. He's gonna lose his observer again, so Bisu not doing the greatest at keeping his observers alive, but he is doing a great job of using the energy on these Templar to get great trades. Oh gosh, his base in the top right is gonna be spotted here. Hero, his 5th base, once again under siege now. Was a pretty decent attempt at a sneak base, but Hero not going to be able to keep that one alive, it looks like, as more zealots are transferred towards that location. 6 zealots can take down a hatchery pretty darn fast. It's a lot of crackling, so maybe he can keep this alive for now, but once the... Oh god, another base down here at the bottom left. This is perfect play from Bisu. Taking this base is so smart. He's already got his army in this location. He's already pushing into the natural. This base in the bottom left is completely covered by that push, by these units here, controlling space in the middle, and he can continuously send units to the top right, just small groups of zealots and others up here to stop this base from going down. A lot of lurkers gonna pop through here, so this base may be gonna hold on for now, but Bisu already one step ahead, has that base in the bottom left. He's gonna stay at an advantage in terms of bases for the foreseeable future. There's the first plague. A second plague is insanity. What a plague there on all of the zealots in the backline. That was perfect plaguing from Hero in the first 2 plagues of the game, just dealing massive damage. This is the comeback mechanic that Hero needs in order to find a way back into this game. He's gonna go after these Templar as well. If he can pick off all of these Templar and take a good fight against these very weakened zealots and dragoons, plagued units here, he could potentially clean up this army and get some additional bases down. Right now, he's struggling to even move outside of his natural here, but he does have top right. He's taking some good trades with the plague. This is a lot of dragoons. Wow, a lot of them are already plagued. Will be taking a ton of damage from these lings that can just tear them apart so fast. Another good plague there. Not getting very many high health dragoons, but quite a few dragoons there already damaged are gonna take the plague on the face. They're gonna eat the ketchup. And Lurker Defiler are gonna try to run up this area here. A lot of Lings coming up here. There is a Storm available. The Protoss Reaver pops out at the very last possible second. There's the Scarab. It gets one Scarab and dies. Oh my god, just so clutch here. Hero making it over to this base barely in time to break this. That was so close. If that Reaver had a couple of Scarabs, if it had popped out a few seconds earlier, it could have fired down some Scarabs and just crushed that attacking force. But now Bisu loses bottom left, and the tables here are slowly starting to turn. Army heading up to the top left-hand corner, top right-hand, excuse me, the top center. Another Reaver pops out, may end up getting one shot off, but no. Gets killed, and all of the, oh god, here comes a big Templar Storm. Onto those drones. He does manage to pick up the Templar, and some Scourge are gonna follow this around. Oh, there's so many drones here. So many drones to Storm. But a great job pulling away those drones and keeping them alive for now. Another base gonna go down over in this location, and Bisu's starting to fall apart. Though he has 194 supply, he can't save his bases at these different locations. Struggling here to keep his mining going at his natural third base. Oh man, oh, Templar just running forward and getting completely deleted. Big flank here with a ton of Dragoons. Should be able to clean up all of this Hydra Lurker stuff here, but the Nexus going down means that Hero is just one step closer to taking a victory away from Bisu now. Hatchery in the top center. Going to be canceled. Not able to take that base as of yet, but I think that Hero should be able to take bottom left now. Bisu actually shoving forward once again. These Zealots have not been plagued yet. I think that the majority of these Dragoons have been plagued, however. A couple of shuttles moving around. Does he have some Reavers with this army? I think so. There should be some Reavers with this. Oh, a sick little drop here into the main base. Is going after the spawning pool. The spawning pool is going to go down. DT plus 3 Zealots able to take that out, and now no more Lings for a little while means that Bisu has a few moments here with which to try and push some of these locations. Lurkers coming up. They're gonna burrow and deal with this army. Oh, huge storms here. Hero not paying attention. 10 kill Archon being morphed at this location. That was a massive blow to the economy of Hero. Hero is gonna clean up this army though, however. The army here being cleaned up is crazy big. Oh, more storms just deleting these poor drones here at that fourth base. Everything kind of going crazy here in this game now. The base going down the bottom left, all the drones being deleted from these locations means both players are suffering in terms of economy. 100 supply for Protoss, but he's got some healthy looking mining at these two last bases. Another base gonna go up here, but Hero is pushing forward towards that. Does he have a Reaver to hold this off? No, it's Storms in a shuttle. Lings are going to be able to rip apart these cannons here and potentially just kill this Nexus straight up. So keeping Bisu on 2-base mining is huge. Even though really Hero has almost no mining whatsoever. As long as he can stop Bisu from taking additional bases, he might be okay. Oh god, a shuttle coming around. This actually could be the clincher. So many drones have been made. This is everything. This is everything. This is all the money that Hero had. being completely deleted here. Every single mineral was used to build that drone saturation bank and just completely disappears now. Where are the drones? I think there's only drones at the top right hand corner. It seems like there's a pretty good saturation at that location, but that's really the only location he's mining at. He's got some mining here in the main. That's going to be going away very, very soon. Oh man. Oh boy, this is going to be bad. If Hero doesn't catch this, it could just be it for his game. There we go. Massive storm. One drone left. Hero has to reproduce drones at this point, but he just doesn't have any money to do so. Corsairs flying around, just picking off some overlords, clearing out some space for his shuttles to make their way around the map. This is quite a bit of army here, but he's just got to keep some drones alive. Keeping drones alive at this point is Hero's biggest problem. The army of Bisu is basically non-existent. This is all he has, is what you see on screen, just a few zealots and a couple of Templar. But without any mining, there's really nothing that Hero can do. He just can't fight with Bisu. If he doesn't have this the continual income here, he's gonna have to make the best use out of every single unit here while he slowly re-drones. Looks like another shuttle coming around. He misses it with the Scourge. The shuttle is gonna hit upper right in about 5 seconds here. Oh no, again with the shuttle play. I think this might be the Reaver shuttle here. Reaver plus a couple of oh, he's actually running away and he is gonna get caught. Whoa, that was a bit of a mistake. Bisu could have kept that shuttle in the top right there and just let it hang out there for a while until it had energy or whatever, but he tries to send it back home and gets caught. That's unfortunate. I feel like that was actually the Reaver, and he was going to use it for the defense. Okay, we're getting a pretty decent plague there for Hero. Lings are going to come forward now and trade pretty nicely. There's the Reavers, actually. 2 Reavers here, but not enough defense for the air. Gonna lose the shuttle as well, and now he can get a really good plague on these Reavers. There you go, beautiful plague. They don't have any shields. They're very soon gonna have 0 HP as well, or 1 HP. Looks like he's gonna lose some. Oh, plague on that whole army once again. He almost gets both of the observers as well. I think this army, what Heroes managed to gather, should be able to take this out. These 2 Reavers just climbing their way forward with 17 kills. I don't think it's going to be enough to push all the way through. Lurkers here on the top side. Hydras here coming from below. He needs to focus down the Reavers. Reavers are super, super low. He's going for it, picking off the Reavers as quickly as he can. Lurkers coming from the top as well. There's only a couple Lurkers that can actually shoot at this moment. And Hydras are just as good as gold right now to take down all of these units, to take down all of these damaged and plagued units. But he's got very, very few of them, and they do not do well against the Reavers that are being produced here. Bisu. Oh man, Bisu with the DT down here, killing off this long distance mining. Not gonna allow it to happen. Beautiful, beautiful play from him. Another great plague here. I feel like Hero for a long time has been holding on based upon the merits of plague alone, but it's not gonna last much longer. He needs another base. His opponent, though, also close to mining out. That base in the top center or top left is just about to mine out. Here comes another Templar drop. He's gonna try and get some kills here. Ooh, gets about 4 or 5 more kills with that. And again, limits the economy here for Hero. Very frustrating. Hero's been eating that damage over and over again throughout this game. Just hasn't been able to catch those shuttles each and every time they head around the top of the map. Constantly taking that damage. Now he's going to move forward once again. Try to get a good plague onto these units. These Corsairs, I think they've all been plagued, are going to be forced back. A lot of Archons here. Archon, Zealot, and Reavers in shuttles. This is one of the best quality armies that we have in late game Protoss versus Zerg. Lurker, of course, super important now. Hydra going to be more useful than ever against these Archons. And Plague, of course, the penultimate unit here, the penultimate spell here to deal with all of this. Just a big shuttle drop going to come through here in just a second. Another great Plague on all this army, and the Zealots are just pretty much useless at this point versus the 3-3 Lurkers that are available. They're going to rip those things to shreds. Yeah, we've got 3-2-2 here for Protoss, trying to chase down some Overlords, but will end up losing that final Corsair. Actually, kill the Corsair. Okay, gonna let it live for now. Army coming down here, but I think this might be the end. Bisu gonna be completely surrounded here. So much army supply for Hero coming from above. He's gonna burrow a ton of Lurkers here right on top of each other, but the splash damage just about kills them all off in one hit with the Reaver, but the Reaver goes down. The shuttle is dead. The Archons are going down as well. I think this is it. This is gonna be a Hero victory. Oh my god. GG. What a game. What Zerg versus Protoss. That was insane. Look at the clapper from KCM. Well deserved. That was a crazy way to end things off. I think not quite the end. We've still got to revive for either race, but I feel like with that performance, you gotta bring back Bisu. A rematch here. Hero versus Bisu. That's got to be the play. I'm sure they're deliberating right now here in the Protoss dugout, but I know what the fans want to see. It's another Hero versus Bisu game. That game was so intense, man. I feel like it happens very often where Zergs are just barely hanging on with late game plagues, but against Terran players, but it rarely ever happens against Protoss. That was a very unique situation. Super low economy for both players. And the Plagues came in extremely clutch there. The Reavers just not able to be juggled properly in the final engagement. I think that's what really clinched it out for Hero. It seemed like he was going to be able to break those Lurkers. He almost got 4 kills with a single scare, but brought all the Lurkers down to almost no HP, and they all survived. And the overwhelming number of Lings, combined with the Reaver getting taken down, it had to end. At that point, there was really no more coming back from there, but Bisu really putting up a fantastic fight. Now we're going to go to another game. I believe it's going to be Bisu versus Hero. I can't see it happening any other way. Let's go on to our next game. Let's get it started. Okay, welcome to the best of 3 Hero versus Bisu, and hilariously, guys, it's continued on the trend with each player getting a single kill. Now every single player has 1 kill except for Shuttle. Bet he's feeling a little bit left out, but he's not going to get a second chance to grab a kill. Instead, it's going to be Bisu getting revived here. He's spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, and Hero in the top right. To nobody's surprise, it's going to be Bisu, as he absolutely deserves a rematch after that impressive performance an insane back and forth between these two fantastic players. Now we've got Hero going for a spawning pool this time. He's not going to leave another situation where Bisu can go ahead and grab 12 Nexus. This time, he will be forcing that early Forge. And that's just going to be there for safety, of course. You can throw down a Nexus after the Forge, or after the Forge and Cannon. So this is not going to harm Bisu's build too much, unless there's some sort of run by, which I don't think is going to happen. This is just a normally timed overpull here, so should be with plenty of time left to get his cannon out. And probably Hero not even going to build many Lings here. He might only build 2. He may go for 4, but I doubt we're going to see 6. He'll just be pumping out a bunch of drones to follow this up. And yeah, it's just going to be 2 drones. So 2 Lings, all that's here to push this probe away, and that's really all he needs in this position, because back at home, Bisu's got his cannon, he's got his Nexus on the way, and of course that gateway coming up shortly after. We're gonna have a nice macro game to continue on this this series here. Hopefully it's not going to be a quick bust out of Hero. I don't really want to see it. I want to see another long game here on Butter. I feel like that's the best for the fans. But you never can predict what Hero's going to do. He's absolutely capable of a quick bust, as well as going into a long, drawn-out Hive game. Will he be the first player to get 2 kills here? Will it be Bisu? A layer is on the way, so no Ling speed just yet. Just straight into layer. He's got the Overlord in the natural, so he knows the exact timing of when a Zealot will be coming across the map, and he's going to have Lings in time for that. On Bisu's side of things, he's just going to be going into his standard tech build, going ahead and grabbing his Stargate, sending out that first Zealot to do a little pressure. But he knows everything that's going on in the main base of Hero. Completely fine. And completely safe play here out of Bisu for now. And it's going to be a little while before we start to ramp things up in this game, so we're just going to be chilling here, just going to be hanging out for now. And I'm thinking about doing a map pool analysis for the new maps. I think I mentioned this actually before. Oh, a second Stargate. Look at that. Double Stargate play. Man, they worked out pretty good last game. A lot of Overlords went down, but going for it 2 times in a row, I don't know if that's gonna fly here against Hero. He might be kind of expecting it in the back of his mind. It really hurt last game. This Zealot out in the middle of the map has managed to avoid detection for now, but the Lings are heading back home in a defensive spot. He's not going to make the same mistake as his predecessor. Queen earlier on allowed Bisu to get some damage with that first Zealot, the hidden Zealot on the map, but Hero just being a little bit more observant, just being a little bit more defensive here. He sees the Zealot now. They're just going to run in here, but immediately getting set upon by these Lings means he's going to be completely fine. drones in the gas. Perfect defense there by Hero, and not a second of missed macro. Now these 3 zealots are actually being missed. Zealots running over towards that third base could deal a lot of damage. Okay, Lings are kind of hanging out here in the middle, ready to respond to any sort of pressure, but that's all the Lings he's got, and it's not too many. Scourge are sitting over top of these Stargates, may be able to pick off one of these Corsairs as it pops out. Here's the first attack. Massive amount of Corsairs here coming into the natural, and a bunch of Zealots going to work on some drones here at the third base. Almost gets one of these Corsairs, but Hydras are out a lot sooner this game in order to defend. 3 Overlords have gone down so far, but not nearly as much damage as we saw previously. I think Hero responded this time much better. Hangs on there to most of his Overlords, and now has some pressure out here on the map with no Zealots remaining, and Overlord speed as well. He can try to run these Overlords away, get some more damage with his Hydras, and he can also put the pressure onto his opponent as well. He can go ahead across the map and start to hit the front, because we know that Bisu has spent a ton of money into building up this Corsair fleet. He's unlikely to have too many storms. He's unlikely to have storm at all at this point, so he could try to come out across the map. Couple of Corsairs do fall there, and drones popping out en masse for Hero. He is droning up very heavily now. Has to be careful for the DT play though. Corsair DT, a great combination, as you're scrambling to keep these Overlords alive. DTs can sneak into bases with lacking detection and deal a lot of damage. Bisu ramping up here. He has that Templar tech, but has yet to show it. No DTs on the map as of yet. He's getting ready for his next attack. Likely gonna split Zealots into different locations and try to get damage done while these Corsairs wreak havoc on the Overlords. However, Hero is in good position here. He's right out at the front. He's able to take this fight. He can focus down some of these Corsairs and spreading the Overlords nicely, not taking too much damage from the Corsairs. Only gonna lose a couple of Overlords during this mess, and shoving back the Corsairs nicely here. Looks like he will lose, unfortunately, and 1 more or 2 more Overlords in the back of his main, but done a great job of moving things around and just keeping his drone production going. Good job limiting this Corsair number. Only 3 left over, and now I feel like Hero is in a commanding lead at this point, because the 2 Stargate play just hasn't done the damage that it needed to do. There's no DTs out on the map. This 1 DT just chilling here in the natural. That's not where he needs to be. He needs to be threatening that third base with a counterattack here. He's gonna go ahead and take a drop ship over towards the main base, but meanwhile, looks like Hero wants to set up a contain here, and this contain play is extremely strong against what Bisu is doing. These massive Corsair numbers are not gonna do jack against a bunch of lurkers sitting in the front. There's a Overlord spotting out this DT drop, and it looks like Hero reacting to it nicely. Should be able to keep it alive. Oh, drop into the main. Huge play here from Hero, but at the same time, he's losing drones in his main. Oh man, this is a massive drop. A counterattack. 9 kills on this DT. Counterattack into the third base. Bunch of Zealots there. Gonna try to pick off as much as they can. Drop here into the natural. Lurkers. Holy shit, so many Lurkers go down. Beautiful, beautiful multi-pronged attack there. The multitasking, so crazy from both these players, able to do massive damage in multiple locations here. A storm as well. Drop here into the main base, kills a ton of workers and gets out scot-free, but look at that. Hydras in the main have yet to be cleared, and the Nexus is down. He's gonna go after the Archives here. Oh man, the Archives is such a massive loss. There it is. He loses it. Another drop here with the two same lurkers. Gonna deal some more damage. 8 kills on this lurker. Plenty more on the other as well. And GG. Bisu taps out. Hero is victorious. Wow, look at that. Bisu tries the same strategy twice. It doesn't work out. 2 Stargate play. Hero just completely adapts to it. And once the pressure is put back onto Bisu, the multi-prong drops are too much. And Hero is victorious. Zerg is going to be our victor here for this week. No surprise there. Zerg able to take down Protoss, who've been straggling throughout this this season of KCM, but they put up a great fight here in the semifinals. I am completely satisfied with their performance here. I feel like they probably could have swapped out Shuttle for maybe Mini. Like if Mini had been in this lineup, I almost feel like this could have been a Protoss victory. However, Zerg takes it away. It's going to be a Zerg versus Terran final. My absolute favorite matchup of all time. So I am super, super happy to see that. Anyway, guys, we're going to go over to a score screen now, as this match is completely over and only the finals remains here in season 4 for 2022. Let's switch it over. Right, I forgot it was the semifinals. There is no score screen, but here is the finals here. Terran versus Zerg, that's going to be taking place not too long from now. I'm not sure what this actually says on the screen. Africa TV Live, 7 p.m. maybe, Korean time. So that's going to be on the 19th of January, I believe. So coming up very, very soon. I'm not going to be watching it live, but I will be casting it and bringing it to you as soon as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week of KCM. I certainly did. Was a great display of how good Protoss versus Zerg can really be. My highlight of the night was definitely that first Hero versus Bisu game. That was fantastic. But there were plenty of good games in this series. Why don't you go down in the comments below and just tell me what was your favorite game? I'd love to know. And I will see you guys in the finals. Oh, that's a little horsey, but yeah, why not? I'm used to it. I'm here. See you better. Yeah, we're not here. We're so. I'm not saying that on the outside. Just me. I'm in our city. I'm on your rules. Still wouldn't listen to you. I'm slow. No one matters. I'm still listening. I'm not. I'm never going to like. You're going to watch it. I'm like, notice. You're just see it in there. Yeah, very fun. I'm not sure. There's no name. I'm here. I'm very safe. Never will see. Oh, you're right. No, there's a or there's a rush. About camel. Why not? Who's not? I'm the sheep. We'll send us a little fish. Circle, we see the way. Looking on air here. Skip on flash. Make naps. Who's finishing the basket? I'll be received on. Oh, I was standing there. Roll against. We sure let's me. Oh, we still get bills in that. I'm the rule. You're not the rule. This one is new. Over and give it oh, I'm going to go. Or is he? My mom said that it was little on. So you're looking at the boss. She's that new for free. She is locked. Stay here. We're all here. The next. Ma, you're watching that. I go to the line. Here's the next. No, we're here. If it's and then I go to see it's the line. Near Sebastian of his time is a new night. Very well for day, and I wish the moms the fish next to next to them. Must even see it's a little snack. You'll try to get one. Snitch is a big mistake. Our straight out of the ma. The mom's in the voice on the plan. No scrap. No scrap. Yes, there's a seat near snare. There's a down at circle. See, boss, not gonna see very fast. I'll tell what's the heroes. We're doing this. It's into the wheels. Yeah, how about feel him? Oh, fix she's over. Yeah, we're all hands. It was me. I'll tell what's to see while on actually. You could bring the bar. Stand there and I know see it. That's not see. Hey, the show for there. We're all in the girl. Is that see it? Girl, no, boss, and I see it. In there. I'm not saying what the way to go for. Sick along. Up for what it was. Yeah, it's low. See, oh, I never first precaution. Hey, Ross, the things to Lucy. Hurry, you must give it a sparse note. Oh, snap it, and that eats so shy. What's a lot of turkey refilling? No, we're since I'll say, Ross, I'll read this. Right, they're all my next night. Self, I'm not eating the for the ale. I've never not eating out. Go ahead. And see, it's like girl, my stuff. I'm not fixing it. Keeps the smoke seen and in the side while you leave. So you still not. Hey, Ross, I'll open our roll. Open up the girl, Phil, in a real big. I either room and we're going to right there. See neither. Oh, let's go see. But we think it's a me. We're sitting on one. No, we're going to go. Shoot me here and roach. Stare through the no. Ma. And you for here one not even. No, I'm so I want to get another girl. So I am 6 and I'm not there up there. He knows. So now for the he would. Should we get to the rooms enough die. Sir, girl, over one this time. That's negative. The air sit here, but not. That's no. And they give him still as a little neck. That's no girl. For the no fuck it. Very girl from you know. So was not soccer. You was absolutely fine. Who is now? This is nothing. It's just girl living there. And I go to see a bunch of people sitting there. The other one you can access the showers for the law. And I guess you of us not. He's the green. Well, you know, I said, okay, they get a daily runs. Ma, see if it's the law. After it's your he's no. I say there's a very little. What is he such? Very circle. See if from your camera is it. See kind of out to she will 70 door. And open that. Yeah, run off in my heel. See if it's my own than is this. Why so people you can see from see. This is you when the people like this now. Unless we're used to just the same set the see from what see hours. And that this is I mean, that level we can see that on yours and needs to the third off snail. You can see it up stat or a certain ones in the shape a little bit. Snow so in the shape in our Sam. Or swing it if a sheep. And you'll neck is not get iron rocks and you'll be also like that. I'll share everything off to the else. Even though very still not going to make a little service. I think it's like you're there. I don't think you're either. Oh, yeah, so very easy. It's like 5 minutes. You must find here. Oh, it's not. If you don't click your team, I'm going to see that you cannot walk away and then she was here with me on. Oh, you see, it's off CD with the gas and art, but a circle when that down was more than so maybe smash the send for you when it comes to the see like that's just north dog. The road sit out there. I can close it. One hour to go off. That's neat circle about almost does that. Fun, no, going out and it's so you can get the best of so. Hurry, you can get the like she feels it off. Yeah, that's road to save so. Now there's something that's me profession after. Snark yeah. After you see push. They're off my characters enough. They're going to pop up. You guys are early and lost. You know. Girl, lad, girl, so fun. There's young but Sam, this is a video of your review, is it? Yeah, it's in your house, and we're going to look at them. Yeah, I'm going to see if we're not going to sing our city business now. Hail, but see, we was this, we helps this is if there's no show. For the second, and this is a bro, throw for the old market deal with you. And this here, if now, I know people now, shares, I see will say throw for a Sam, not your top stars. Well, what's throw so being new, but I can not see absolutely. But I don't know, I don't know, see, girl, my after. The most technical one in there, so much I said, it's just to see for the sheep, but we're going to get on. James is getting it from the Mars and the even if you feel it. Very good, even if I was in the area, it's no much going to not imagine here where he's in the book. Spain, everything. So, yeah, and once again, you look back and you're giving it off. See, I'm going to there's a very see race to see a from the swing. That's what's happening off. Actually, off never seems like that. No, so we get some quite very fantastic. And there's a man that's about you to knock up the less about your bombs. Hey, I'll change you alone. So, there's a rope in there. I'll have to have new beaches, man, the 40 minutes. Not even there's a small throw. and you should be able to it's a series Sydney. Smell slops on this week of having it. Man, maybe serious. Sure, see, that's not good. And I just don't get right after all. I was like, getting it to see you. And I like it. It's like that. Surf night, no surf, no surf. Well, let me run off my real people. Or I was seeing that one. He was like, getting real people daily. And the series, I want to bring out some of that. That will feel like I look at this surf. It's not or from here's news. Very serious stuff. Must see here. Oh, it's not. No, and then like, no, not real points. You're remember it. Very through. Think I've been like, no, not real. See them. You're so many that you're going to see one. It was getting like, no, it's just for yourself. Over with it's not famous. Maybe I'll say. My wish is like, I be much more say, which I'm tasty feed and that's much. Cedar, see everything else. I'm not like that. You know, I'm not saying my so I'm not going to get very slow. Sir, for here, it's not what it's going to tend to get very short sermon. Yes, it. I'm saying, so we beam some more. We fucking sure, so much like that's we beam off the very alpha. Yes, well, I knew I know what on so that's not. I'm saying, and there's the back of the TV, also, that's like, I know, so I keep it. My snores, and like, see, still, it's snows doing, and you have to I say that, and she and in her story, that you'll her, you know, I'm not sure, you know, Lucy, she turned out, but I need to get very slowly, you know, and that's down here, well, and I was with that, you know, there, and I don't know, every person will live your place, I mean, that's sailing, so it's oh, I'm sitting, the bombs, that's all I'm saying that, I'm like, it's not bad, and she will live here. I said, no, for this month, and the open class, or always, I was in the line, purpose sitting there, hey, I'm not here, see there again in the special. But even though there's actually ask yourselves at your Sam, and everything I never seen off Nicholas. Unless, well, perhaps not as an Sam, not as sure. Well, sure, so they wish up on that. There's a football big on. Well, that's okay. Sit down there. And that's it. Sorry, Chris, and that's yours. See, me, girl, father, I didn't ask the same as the thought, said, let's get in them. They are basically getting a shirt, we see, Phil, I was there, so we can see something, we'll get there. They're all the water surface, or surface, so we see, girl, fall, throw on, that picture, that's like, no, your checkers are throwing smackers, so let's go. Yeah, right. Nah, more, he can't make our jerks, that's all people in the see, look at this. I'm a little first. Let's see, I need to get there. You know, a little fucking you from regular. Hey, rock, sure. You're the one even showing. Steal from killer in city or else. We see, bro, from I rock, give him this like anything. Why now, if we just know, we can fix this. We do is kneel or slits. Why not? You'll see, I'm right on them. Very here, no, hold on, and so see, man. Single seat, that's all that. If it's not, see, I hear them. He's a match until he's there. I realize enough about it. Apparently, not possible. From me, feeling off, you sure, single seat. So these like, use less than options, you know, that's so bad. That's more than everyone is like, he'll fall. That was or something I thought, now it's new. And ours, there's no one. Ours, actually, new. And then, come our fields in the game. I was in ours, this all you. Nor this all the surface, so long. I will have to very nothing. I'm looking for listen, what's not, and I'm here. If I said, wasn't it also saying that? Or I must have another real one. The moose 7 feet. My sack, it was like, as it's the other thing. I'm going to see. It's our minor marking. There's a gene again. A great function if it's not next. I still see. We see. Yep, I know it's up to the people here. That was Harry. He didn't have. And off is more from the hit. More time early. I'm not even able to know real. Hey, you know, the piece is a little bit sisters are on it, and you're leaving it on. You be beside me. Oh, I'm sitting up here. Hey, with me, six of the. And the mineral for that, there, and the rest. I should have like that. I'm the Starcraft Broodwar in this little. Unless it's one with that, it's not. And you're looking still on you, and not you. If you're outside, I'm not going to lie. We're still, I guess, we're off and have it. Or isn't it? Yeah, I've never seen it before. And what you'll see that there where you can have to leave it straight. Never mind, every one else in the left, I look at that second or chance to see through stuff. And they wasn't in the alien as sit was great. Or you see, it's not. And it was not the way to shoot, and then you there, you nothing alert. He pushed the clouds, it was easy. And the air went over to it. Must say, I don't know. It's just that all and there, you get a next to the world. Oh, that's our perspective. I'm not listening to you see, but you're trying to understand. All what's else making it closer to or standing there right significant natural for the night or thinking it. Shane if it's not a you will not have like we're trying now for the race stove. Easy net. And I don't feel so easy. And then you know left because see if our was snow and all would hey and I can get what I see bro for a little look skin skin. So I can get the feeling. My old freaking eyes new voice. Nah. Scared let's see we see. No laugh mark yeah. My law was saying it's like city. He's TVs. And the carbier stays TVs. Then I put our own show space naked. Easy V. No flame. This is that man. See this. Snare comes on out for instance. Sending it. Very enough easy V. Very enough for trail here. It was on you. My dog. Yes, didn't have.
Senang my feet, nothing else is ma. Serum and the last year of the snapper. And in fact, the ups and also if I provided a limit. Ma. And there's any from the same file and snaps that are going to new aircraft and news. Still loading on you. Who is sir? You, I don't know, send it's not around.